What is up, JG sports fans? And today we're going to be talking about the Broncos free agency this year. As you guys know by this shirt here, I'm a Bronco fan, so I'm going to talk about my Broncos. How do I feel about how we did in free agency since it's pretty much wrapped up? And yeah, let's jump into it. All right, guys. So the Broncos. I thought free agency went pretty well. First of all, before we go in depth, let's talk about the moves that we made. So first of all, we got first move that came is we got Talanoa Hufanga from the 49ers, a safety position. To a 3-year deal, and this dude is really good. And then later that night, we got Dre Greenlaw for a 3-year deal from San Francisco. And then later that week, we got Evan Ingram, tight end out of Jacksonville, brought in to Denver. Like I said, I'm really happy with this free agency, guys. People are starting to wake up to the Denver Broncos. And if you followed the Broncos last year, beautiful for me as a fan. All people did is doubted these boys. That's all they did. They just doubted these boys. That's all people did. And for the first 2 weeks, I'm like, all right, the doubters are right. It's 2 football games. There's still 15 to go. The Broncos would then win 9 of 12 games to get to 9-5 from there, including a brutal loss to the Kansas City Chiefs, where Leo Chanel ran over Alex Forsyth, blocked the field goal. Forsyth never played on the inside again, played on the outside. That was one of the tough losses we had. Before the Broncos would lose 2 games in a row, ultimately coming back home to beat the backups of the Chiefs in what felt like a party because we went to the playoffs. Before losing to the Bills, expectedly, the Bills are really good. They came up just short of going to their first Super Bowl since before 2000. And yeah, this makes the Broncos not just pretty good, but great. What's a big problem the Broncos have had? The tight end. Evan Ingram is a killer of a tight end. Who did we have before? Adam Troutman, Lucas Kroll, Nate Adkins. Nate Adkins is probably the best of those 3, but they had very splash plays. I might say that with Nate Adkins because he had the most touchdowns out of all of them. But our tight ends really sucked. They really weren't involved. And I know that Evan Ingram's a great fit for a Sean Payton offense. This team really didn't do really well on plays where they ran bootlegs because the tight ends were just never open. The tight end problem gave Bo a couple fits in the first couple games against tough defenses in Mike McDonald's Seahawks defense and then the Steelers defense. Obviously, Bo learned, and they gave him more to handle as the season went on. And once the playbook opened up, the offense started playing better. But you can tell that the tight ends weren't great. If defenses made mistakes or didn't make mistakes, if it was Troutman, Adkins, who else? Kroll, they were never open. They weren't great on catch and run. Evan Ingram's a great tight end, guys. Guys like Adam Troutman, if you look at the film of him playing, he will be in a spot, okay, where he literally catches the ball. He's 3 yards short of the first down. But with his strength, he makes a little move around the defender and then uses his long arms to dive for a first. All 3 of our tight ends last year would just catch it and get stalled short of a first on, let's say, a 3rd down and 5. This is a great move. Evan Ingram is excellent. He's the joker that Sean Payton looked for in this offense. Guys, the Broncos haven't even gotten a good running back yet. And we're going to get a guy like Amari and Hampton. That's who I think we're going to get to pick. Amari and Hampton, I think, is probably going to follow the Broncos. Not Ashton Genty. He'll go to the Bears or the Cowboys. But yeah, I'm excited about Amari and Hampton. He's really talented back, really fast. Evan Ingram's also a great run blocker, too, and pass blocker. Evan Ingram will be a big problem for defenses. And if the Broncos get a good running back, he's going to make our run game real hard to stop. And then on the defensive side of the football, we, as I said, acquired both Dre Greenlaw and Talanoa Hufanga. These guys are great players. And these two guys are killers defensively. When the Broncos' defense is fully healthy, let's talk about the secondary. Pat Surtain just came off Defensive Player of the Year. Riley Moss, great corner when he's healthy. Jaquan McMillan, he's a solid corner. Not the craziest corner, but he makes plays, does his job pretty well. And then at linebacker, Alex Singleton will be back along with Dre Greenlaw. And then the back end on the safeties, it's Brandon Jones and Talanoa Hufanga. PJ Locke is a guy who has always polarized me. I've always thought he's been an okay player. But guys, Talanoa Hufanga is a great player. I'm not concerned that we have players coming off injury. I know how Sean Payton teams are. Sean Payton keeps these guys in shape. So when players are injured, and I know from his past, when he has players who are injured, they come back strong. Javonte Williams didn't because he was in the middle of rehab when Nathaniel Hackett was here. And man, that was some of the worst work ethic I've seen in a football team ever. So Javonte never got back to form, and he's gone from the Broncos, which I think is fine. That's another free agency move that happened. That's fine with me. That was actually something I'm happy that happened. Good luck with him, Dallas, because if you don't pick Ashton Genty, you're stuck with Javonte, your run game is going to be worse than last year. I would take Dowdle over Javonte Williams, and Javonte's just, he's not good. He's not it. And then the Broncos lost Cody Barton to the Titans. I'm fine with this too. Cody Barton's a very middle-of-the-road linebacker, guys. He's not great. He's not the best. Seahawks fans kind of warned us about getting him. They're like, yeah, he has times where he plays good, but there's times where it's like, oh boy. That was him last year. He made great plays, but he also made really boneheaded plays. And replacing him with a guy, for example, like Dre Greenlaw is a big upgrade. Speaking of middle linebackers, the Broncos also re-signed Justin Sternod. And he's just, I don't think he's a good player. I really don't. But I think he has a lot to learn from last year from his poor play. I think he's good to have as a backup. Like, it can be worse. But when you know you're not going to get value at the backup linebacker position if a guy like Greenlaw or Singleton gets hurt, I would have him over some. He's not the greatest, but I'll take it. I mean, you know, that's just somewhere where the Broncos have really improved in this free agency as the middle linebacker. He's good if you need him. I think he can be next year. But again, I'm not crazy about it. The move that was really good of re-signing guys was getting DJ Jones. Re-signing him. He's an excellent player. He is a pain in the butt on defense. I don't know why, but people don't think the Broncos' D-line's good. I think our D-line's amazing. I mean, you have Nick Bonito, who's a future Defensive Player of the Year in my eyes. I think he's the next Von Miller of the Broncos. Jonathan Cooper's a solid player. He's not the most talented player, but he just plays hard. He plays really hard. And he's a tough player to play against because he's constantly wearing O-linemen out. He just plays hard. John Franklin Myers was a solid pickup last year, and he's a great player too. So with Malcolm Roach, those guys are really good. Really underrated, by the way. They're just beefy guys. And DJ Jones, too. Another, just a problem for the D-line. This Broncos team, before last year, from the 2023 season, the defense was not good because they couldn't stop the run. But last year, the Broncos were much better stopping the run. Because of guys like DJ Jones, who was there before, but he was even better last year. And then John Franklin Myers and Malcolm Roach. So DJ Jones, excellent re-signing. The Broncos also re-signed Mitchell Fraboni, long snapper. I think this is good. He's a great long snapper. He does his job well. He's worth a small paycheck. But yeah, that's really all that happened in this free agency. The Broncos, they also did re-sign Jarrett Stidham, but whatever. He's an backup. I'll take an quarterback to be a backup quarterback than not some trash like Drew Lock, Tommy DeVito, I don't care about the Jarrett Stidham move. But yeah, guys, all I can say is this Broncos defense, now that they have legit middle linebacker core and good enough safety play, look the hell out. Just look out. The draft hasn't even happened yet. Just watch out, guys. The Broncos could get a receiver to coincide with guys like Devon Vele, Cortland Sutton, Troy Franklin. Guys, the Broncos are a lot scarier than you think. And that comes from a fan who predicted this team to be 10-7 last year with all the doubters. I was cautiously optimistic, and I knew this team had potential. Guys, they are scary. The Broncos are scary. If the Broncos get a guy like Cam Scatterboo, as I said, or Amari and Hampton in the draft, people are going to fear the Broncos. I'm going to say it right now. I think the Broncos are going to win the AFC West next year. Guys, if we can get this solid running back, and you're going to get somebody good because this draft class is stacked. One of the best draft classes I've seen for running backs in a long time. You're going to get somebody really good, no matter what. There's a lot of good options. But that's just the best you can have. So yeah, this is going to be a really legit team. Great running backs. Evan Ingram, pain in the ass to deal with. And they can even draft a receiver to add on to their core. Cortland Sutton, he's a really good player. I think he's slowly but surely coming into a prime. I think Cortland Sutton has potential, guys, to be as good as Cooper Kupp. As crazy as I might believe, I think he's coming into his prime. I don't think Cortland Sutton's hit his prime yet, but he's going to get there. Troy Franklin is due to have an improved year. Dude, he's a rookie, guys. Same with Devon Vele. He was a rookie. That dude is good off the line of scrimmage and can get open. And it's going to be dangerous for these guys. Little Jordan Humphrey's all right, so I think, drafting a receiver is going to help this offense out too. The Broncos, with how much potential they have on offense, combined with their defense, look out. Don't be surprised if this team finds a way to get to the AFC Championship next year. Do I think the likelihood of that happening is great? I think it's okay. But I just think you guys need to look out for that because it definitely can happen with this team. You might all say I'm glazing, and I'm not. This is truly how I believe in the Broncos. And I'm not being biased. I watched this team. I've seen a lot of Bronco teams. Maybe I could be over-exaggerating because, as a fan, I really didn't start watching football until I was 5 years old. And that's when I started watching the Broncos, and they were really good for 1 year, and they won the Super Bowl. Then they sucked. So I'm not used to having good years. So I might over-exaggerate a little bit, but no, it's just part of me being a fan. But yeah, the Broncos have a lot of potential. Broncos country. The draft is next. Our Super Bowl window is slowly but surely opening. See y'all in the next one, JG Sports fans. Go Broncos.